breaking news now because U.S. Chief Justice John Roberts said the impeachment of federal judges is, quote, not an appropriate response to disagreement with their rulings. This statement comes just hours after President Trump called for the impeachment of a judge who tried to pause some deportation efforts. Let's discuss this with Bloomberg Balance of Power co-host Kailey Leinz, who is in Washington. And this statement is indeed extraordinary, and it comes after a judge tried to pause the deportations of hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members. Give us context about how this has played out between the Supreme Court and the president and what comes after this.
Well, the first piece of context, Shanali, is that it is incredibly rare to get a statement like this from Chief Justice John Roberts. It was made in response to a request from our Bloomberg colleague, Greg Storr, and it reads as follows in full. For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to a disagreement concerning a judicial decision. He goes on to say that the normal appellate review process exists for that purpose. But as you rightly point out, Shanali, this comes as we have seen multiple calls to impeach federal judges who have ruled against the Trump administration, including today a direct call from President Trump himself to impeach who he described as a radical left lunatic judge, seemingly referring to Judge Jeb Boasberg, a U.S. district judge who ruled against the administration over the course of this weekend, ruling that they had to turn planes around that had hundreds of alleged Venezuelan gang members on them that were being deported to El Salvador. The administration, of course, did not indeed turn those planes around. They argue they did not defy the judge's order because the judge didn't have jurisdiction when plans were over, or the planes were over, rather, international airspace. The judge yesterday in a hearing pushed back on that, requesting the administration provide more details on those flights. And the administration largely pushed back on that. They're facing fresh deadlines to do so today. But this is just one example in what has been a string of these calls, not just from President Trump, but those close to him, including Elon Musk and others on the right who have called for impeachment of judges who have ruled against the Department of Government Efficiency. And we've actually seen 2 articles of impeachment already filed by House Republicans in Congress for other judges in DOJ-related cases. I would just point out, though, that for impeachment, while a simple majority in the House is all it takes, it would require 2/3 of the Senate, 67 votes to impeach a federal judge, and that is highly unlikely as Republicans only control 53 seats. And again, the Chief Justice does not view that as appropriate.